morning we are talking fashion and also finances. For 2 years, attorney R. Michael Walters has been bringing our viewers important information and timely legal updates, and he's one of the leading speakers in the country on the subject of wills and also trusts. This morning, Mike is sharing some crucial advice about protecting your assets.
You know, one of the questions I get asked all the time is, how do I put my IRA or my 401k in my trust? You can't. They are trusts. You can't put a trust in a trust, nor do you need to. You see, they have beneficiaries just like your trust. So a better question would be, who should be the beneficiary of my 401k or IRA? It's a good question. If you're married, it should be your spouse. It has to be your spouse. If it isn't your spouse, there's a disastrous tax consequence. And that's what most people do. They name their spouse. But here's the problem. Years and years go by, maybe a spouse dies. Maybe the surviving spouse is old and sad and tired, and the least thing they're thinking of is, who should the beneficiary be of my IRA? So when they die, their beneficiary is their dead spouse. So then what happens? Well, we go through probate. It takes a long time, costs a lot of money, but eventually it would be straightened out. It may not go to the same people that the original person had in mind, but there'll be a distribution. There's a way to avoid this. And the best way to avoid this is check from time to time and make sure your beneficiaries are correct. If you're married, they should be your spouse. The secondary beneficiary is very important, and most people don't even put a secondary beneficiary. If your children are young, little kids, 10, 9, 8, 12, I would suggest your secondary beneficiary should be your trust. That way that money will be held in trust for their benefit until they reach an age of reason. And that's very important. But if your kids are older, if you have kids like I do who are in their 30s, I would suggest the way it should read is first beneficiary spouse, second beneficiary kids, last beneficiary trust. That last beneficiary of trust is very important in case of a terrible calamity where a family is wiped out. At least in that way your trust has provisions to say where it would go in case of that calamity, so you're covered. Very important thing, very often asked question, wrong question, but it's all up to you.